Hello and welcome back to the Learning Lolly Baggage Handling series. These videos are all about how to get your head straight to move on and become successful. Today we're going to talk about decision horizons. Now this is a fairly straightforward thing to understand, but let's look at where it's coming from. We can't really affect what happens to us in life. Things just happen to us and to everybody. But how you deal with what happens to you is an extremely important part of success. And if you want to get somewhere in life, then it's pretty important to understand where that is. And if you use that as part of the decision-making process, then life will turn out differently for you. I can guarantee it. So let's look at how most people make a decision in life to start with. Now, as usual, I've got a little bit of paper here, and imagine this is a set of train tracks, and this is you, and you start here, okay? And as you go through life, you come to a point in your life where it's time to make a decision, okay? And here's that first one, this little Y branch here, and can you go A or B? And you assess both of those options, and you'll make a value judgment to the best of your ability to decide which way to go. Yeah? And say in this case you decide to go B, and by making decision B, inevitably you'll go along that track and there'll be another point where it's time to make another decision. Shall I go C or D? And you look at those in that context and you think, well, actually D is better than C, so I'm going to go D, which inevitably takes you to the next one, and then show you go E or F, and you look at F and think, well, F looks better, so I'm going to go F, and you end up going through life and you end up, say, here in this siding when you're old, and you stop and look up and think, hang on a minute, I don't want to be over there, I wanted to be over here. But because that wasn't part of your decision process, every one of those decisions you made with that reference was right to you at that time, because you were only looking at those two choices, i.e. the horizon of your decision didn't encompass where you want to be. Now, let's change that a little bit. Let's just grab another pen and have a look at a different scenario. Let's work out where you want to go, what your goal is, what you want to achieve, and say this is your ideal situation. You want to be here in life. So we start off from where you are now, just in the same way, and you look at these two options and go, right, same decision, same thing comes into your life. I've got choice A or B. Which one shall I go? And you'll go, well, B looks better, but hang on a minute. If I go B, I can't reach my goal. So therefore, although B looks better, I need to choose A. And you start and you take a route down here. Now the difference in the decision is here, in the first case your decision horizon was just A or B. Now your decision horizon takes in where you want to be in life. That's the difference, and that's what makes it work. For instance, shall I pay for a study course or go on holiday like I usually do? Obviously, for most people, well, you know, if it means giving up a holiday, I'm not going to pay for the course, quite reasonably. But you can have a great holiday, but is that really going to affect where you are in life in 5 years' time? So if you open it up to say, well, actually, I want to be successful, and to be successful, I need to go through training, and training is going to take some time and effort. And so although I like going on holiday every year, I need to change. This year, I'm not going to go on holiday. I'm going to pay for a course instead, and that in 5 years' time will make a difference. So this process of will it affect my life in 5 years' time is a very useful thing to put into a decision process, because if the answer is yes, then you need to consider it more seriously than if the answer is no. Yeah, and a great guy, my mentor some years ago, asked me a number of questions, and it was rather embarrassing because he said, Bob, are you in life where you want to be right now? And I said, no. He said, okay, let's wind back. Over the course of your life, you've had a number of decisions to make. And I went, yeah. And he said, I can be pretty sure that you've analysed those decisions and you've made the best choice you could with that was available to you. At every point you made a decision. I said, yeah, that's true. He said, and it's led you to where you are now. I said, yeah. He said, well, there's something wrong with the way you think. Boy, that hit me around the head like a 4x2. This decision process that we're talking about is so fundamental. If you're going to train, you're going to have choices where, shall I go down the pub or shall I study? Yeah. Which one's going to give you the most effect in 5 years' time? Now, we're not suggesting that you suddenly become a hermit and don't associate with your friends, but if you start to think about these things, then it makes a lot of sense to look at your diary and think, right, this is really important, this training. I need to make sure I prioritize this over the trivia stuff that isn't going to affect my life in 5 years' time. So I'm going to study, I don't know, it could be different for you, but say I'm going to study Monday nights, Wednesday nights, and Friday nights. Now, it could be different nights for you. It could be you're going to study 4 nights a week and do nothing over the weekends. It could be you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday and a bit on Sunday morning. I don't know. But if you go out drinking on a Saturday, it's probably illogical to decide you're going to study on a Sunday morning. Maybe you do it on Saturday morning and recover on Sundays. I don't know. It's your life. You've got to decide what to do. But this decision horizon will give you an additional tool at the decision-making point. So if you decide when you're going to study, ring all your friends up and say, look, I'm not available on these nights. I'm not available at this time at the weekend because I'm going to be studying. If you want to socialize with me, come and ask me to come out at different times. If there's something you always want to do on a Friday night or always want to do on a Sunday night, like watch Top Gear, don't study on a Sunday night. Yeah, just work it out, get it straight in your mind, and this decision process, I guarantee, will help you move on. It's been great talking to you, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care.